What's up?
Hey man, how's it going?
Doing okay. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm Dakota. Good to meet you. Welcome to the shit show.
How's it going? I'm Sean. Also welcome.
I'm Judd. I'm, the new guy on the block.
Well, hopefully we don't scare you off, man. You've got the unique pleasure of getting to witness Sean play a PC, um, which is always pretty hysterical because he is our almost forever DM. So he doesn't get to sit back and have fun very often. He usually unwinds quite a bit on these sessions.
Yeah.
I pour my stress from the real world into them. Take it out on them, one die roll at a time.
Well, just be prepared for me to unload. So, funny history of me. I work in healthcare, just like Chris's wife, and let's just say that some of the frustrations of healthcare might come out.
I like that.
So,
What was the character concept? I vaguely remember it being mentioned, but
So my character concept is I am a halfling cleric who has decided that he is basically going to charge people ahead of time for future healing, kind of like an insurance policy, but completely be dickish about it as much as he can. So
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
we've had
grabbing a couple other spells, and then I'll be ready to go. So.
we've had quite a few pretty hysterical personalities for one shots. I think my personal favorite is our Will's not here tonight, but he plays a character called Terry Sunshine, and he's a trickster domain cleric, and he's basically just a con man, and he pretends to be good, but only to basically set himself up to do something shady. And he was obsessed with stealing people's prosthetic limbs.
That's okay. That's basically Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
How
The character
Rocket
has made his
feels all
appearance a couple times now, and it always turns into pure chaos. He also paralyzed a man that fell in a pit of lava and had the option to take the spell off, and decided to just stand there and watch him melt.
That's solid.
And that really set the tone for the rest of the party for the night.
Yep, sounds about right. But yeah, I created this character in mind of some friends of mine who they wanted us to pick like how we were gonna start the game, and we decided that we were going to be in a prison. Well, we had to decide how we were going to start in the prison. And I was like, yeah, I just got bored, so I was just healing people that they were hanging and got arrested. So essentially, preventing them from dying.
That's at the very least like obstruction of justice or something.
Yeah, right? Right? Just being a complete dick, Oh. Just trying to figure out.
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, fellas. I'm gonna be AFK for a second, but I can holler at me. I can still hear you.
All right, man.
Oh, good.
Judd, are you have you played D&D before, or are you completely fresh to all this?
So I have had some experiences with it, but like it never was explained to me very well, or they killed me off too quick because I don't know, they were being assholes. So like I never really understood the game, but I study a lot, so I kind of understand the concepts and stuff. So
All right, sweet.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to like create a character and stuff because I just don't know how to use it properly, so I'm just I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah. I think that's everybody's issue with the character sheets until you play for like a handful of sessions and kind of get the hang of it, and then it becomes pretty easy. But basically, like we play pretty fast and loose. So if you're ever stumped on like how to do things, just
Yeah.
say what you want to do, and Chris will basically tell you what you need to do to try to attempt it, and it should work out pretty easily.
I started off trying to create a character on D&D Beyond, and it wasn't responding how I wanted it to. So most of my stuff is written on papers, and it's going to be a shit show for a bit. So I will do my best.
Yeah, I prefer. I mean, I've recently in the last like year or so, I've been using a lot of D&D and Beyond just because I have so many fucking characters to keep track of. But I prefer the pen and paper method myself. I don't know, something kind of. It's almost like, I don't know, cathartic or something. Just drawing out the character sheet, name, level, ability scores, yada yada yada. It's like, I don't know, something about it.
I suppose if I had thought of it, I could have made a copy of the character sheet I have right here, but I didn't. So probably would have been smart. But I've been trying to figure out what I wanted and other stuff. So, all right, I think I got what I wanted. Yeah, please be patient with me. I will do the best I can. Are cantrips included in the spell count?
Cantrips are at will. Effectively, you can cast them like every 6 seconds, but they are unlimited.
But no. What I mean is, Chris
4.
gave me like a limit of 13 spells. I wasn't sure if that was included in the 13 spell limit.
Oh yeah, because you use prepared spells. I do think that is like cantrips should be included in that spell.
No.
limit. Are they
4
not?
cantrips and then 13 spells.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
Against humanity cards.
You're not allowed to play D&D with Cards Against Humanity.
Hi, Monica.
Just as high.
Hi.
So, full disclosure, I have kind of just a half-baked story in my head.
Perfect.
So, this is going to be complete and utter chaos in every way, shape, and
Story for
form.
a full baked
Who's
person.
playing with you today?
Dakota and Sean. Sean.
Hi, boy.
Monica says hi.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. It's up to you. I have a character sheet, just have to update it with very little.
Well, you pulled out the Cards Against Humanity.
Well, it's because I need inspiration. And also screams inspiration, like Cards Against Humanity. All right. So you guys are a normal party. So why don't we start with you guys introducing your characters to each other?
Well, I think we were already kind of talking about a lot of that earlier, so I guess I'll take the floor real quick. Ugly Jack is not your typical human fighter. He is very large, 6'5", pushing 250 pounds. And he's wearing like almost like leather combat boots with like leather breeches, and his chain shirt that he adorns is more like a chain wife beater. And this large, like hulking human just ripples with muscles. And you see also that he is covered in scars. His knuckles, his hands, his arms, his neck, and his head, clean shaved, both up top and below. and many scars riddle his face and body, and so much so that a large portion of his upper lip looks to have been removed. And so he's always kind of showing like exposed teeth. This being, of course, Ugly Jack.
All right. I'm going to be playing Duke Swellington, the Barbarian. Effectively, he's modeled, like I said, after Torg. So he's probably 6.5 feet tall, absolutely ripped, wearing a kilt, and basically like knee pads and boots. No shirt or anything, just a leather harness across his chest, and his rippling pecs. Ripped arms down to gloves, fingerless though, because he's got to be able to pluck that loot. And if you look closely at the loot, you'll see that the edges of the loot have been um, altered to have a fine blade sticking out from them, because it effectively is his battle axe. And then you notice a large hand drum that hooks on that harness on his back that he can pull out basically as a shield. And that is Duke Swellington. He's got nice mullet, Fu Manchu, nice and thick, and always has his black spectacles on.
Nice.
All right,
So my
Kev,
character.
just introduce your character.
Yep. So my character is named Zovos. He is a halfling. I don't know, probably in his like early 40s. Uh, um, I'm probably about 3 feet tall or 2 feet 8 inches or something like that. Yeah, I'm a stout halfling, so I'm a little hardier, little chubby little guy. Yeah, I'm known as a healer, but I expect people to pay me, and I'm you know got that wizened look of been through some shit. So not super descriptive, but it's something. What am I missing? Cleric, researcher. Yeah, sage researcher.
What deity does your cleric claim there?
Oh, I had one picked out. 1 second. Sorry, still trying to figure this out.
No worries. It's more, an aesthetic choice. There's several gods and several pantheons. I didn't know which you would choose.
Yeah. Um.
You could pick any god essentially, even like Roman, Greek, things like that.
Oh. Okay. I think.
You could also make up your own god. Like we've had
Yeah.
clerics that worshipped Cthulhu, or there's like a
You,
pretty popular show with a cleric that worships corn.
you're the cleric of the mighty Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yes, but no. Oh Lord, dear God, no. I think There was one that I had picked out. My brain just shut down.
The goddess Humana.
You know what? I'm going to believe in the god of death because I am a healer and, yeah.
Perfect. Makes
So
sense.
basically Grim Reaper or death, whatever. We all must die eventually.
All right. And for fun, pulled out a couple cards. I'm going to shuffle. And Monica is going to pull a card. We'll start with Ugly Jack, something to add to your character. Just pick a card.
Ugly Jack is
Ugly
ready.
Jack, you have an inability to form meaningful relationships.
Ugly
Your
Jack
loveliest-
was already considering leaving this party for some ale, but, the little one, he heals so good.
Do I make you feel pretty?
You get a half grin from Toothy Jack's kind of crooked and very chipped smile.
Duke Swellington, you have had a case of scrotal frostbite at some point in your life.
Oh, damn.
That actually makes sense given that he wears strictly a kilt and he does not wear anything underneath it.
I just want to hear.
And then for Zovos, you spend your time calculating every mannerism so as not to suggest homosexuality.
All right. Well, Monica, does that sound like me at all? I don't think that sounds like me at all, Chris. Personally, like in real life. But I guess I can try for the character's sake.
Well, it's like that instance of, you wouldn't say right on man because, that's complimenting a man. Therefore, you have to butch it up.
When in doubt, just say no homo after everything and you'll be alright.
Did you ever hear of the spin-off song of Riding Solo called No Homo? Did you hear that sometime?
Oh, by
Still
Lonely
around.
Island.
No, it was a song by the guy who did Epic Rap Battles of History. He wrote it, and then another group made it.
Interesting. No, I just know No Homo by The Lonely Island.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Here, if I find it, I'll post it in the group. But
So, for this story, you're a team of adventurers. You've been on some epic quests, and you're in between jobs, headed in between towns. And as you're walking, you come across a clearing. You think, oh, this will be a good spot for us to camp for the night. You then go to bed, and when you wake up, upon rousing, you just notice that the sky is purple and the grass looks more of a blue tinge. And a little ways, you just see the backside of a booth.
A booth?
A booth.
Interesting.
So, how would you like to start?
If Torg catches sight of this, I think he's just gonna take his pick out and run it up the neck of the guitar and make it screech to get their attention. Just be like, signs of life ahead.
Ugly Jack
All right.
will watch.
I'm just like questioning what's going on. I honestly am just confused as hell.
And if
So
nobody
you-
moves forward, Torg just holds out his axe forward and marches toward the booth.
So as you approach the booth, you see it looks like a ticket booth. And as you walk towards the front, you just see what appears to be a puppeted man-sized figure just sitting there with the plainest dull look on his face. He says, "Hi, welcome to the Fey Realm. Happy you're here for this enjoyment. Complete your travels and win a prize. Yay." And you just see
I use
little
detect
sparklers.
magic.
All right, you cast Detect Magic.
Yep.
This figure is... the whole thing just screams magical.
I figured, but you know.
If he holds detect magic, does it at least tell him, like, essentially, is this dude being magically puppeted? Is that what we're gathering from it?
That's the feeling you're getting, is that it's just magically enchanted to greet guests and send them on their way with what they have to retrieve.
Ugly
All right, well,
Jack
Duke
would,
is.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Ugly Jack would turn to the cleric of death, and with a cocked eyebrow, he would kind of question, "Hey there, Doc. Am I tripping, or is there a booth in the middle of nowhere? You check me for poison." He just kind of lays down on the ground next to the halfling.
All right, I use detect poison because Oh no! First I go. All right. How much is this detection worth to you?
I'll tell you what. I won't squish you when we're done with all our adventures and whatnot.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I just leave the party then. I
But
need
wait,
some
my
compensation
diagnosis.
around this thing. I'm not giving you a diagnosis until you pay me. You need to figure that out.
Ugly Jack reaches into his somewhat tight leather pantaloons and produces a few items: pocket lint and half of a mouse, looks to be freshly eaten, and a single silver coin. And he pulls it out and gives you the whole handful.
And then
I
you hear
fold
Torg
it
over
in
on the
my
side.
hand and slowly turn around and then subtly drop uh, the lint and the half a mouse, and I pocket the silver coin, and I say, "Okay." And I use the spell detect poison, which I'm guessing I don't find anything.
Nope, no poison.
That's a good mouse there.
And I go,
Ugly Jack will pick it up.
"Yeah." No, I subtly dropped it. It kind of like, I guess I could have like kicked it off to the side too, so hoping you don't notice.
That would be a sleight of hand check versus a perception check.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Roll a d20 and add your sleight of hand.
Which is
Ooh, I crit failed, but continue.
I I rolled a 2. So I don't know what my sleight of hand is.
I believe your dexterity was a +4, so a 6. You beat a
Yep,
6
so I
though,
got
Jack.
Negative. I rolled a 1 on the die, so I actually have a 0.
So you didn't see jack shit. That mouse, yeah, that was well paid for.
you think that I pocketed it and kept it, so
It's a good mouse. It's a good flavor. Eat it soon.
yes, I will roast it on the fire with hopefully some herbs I find along the road. Yeah.
Burnt mouse. That's disgusting. He gets up off the ground and kind of looks towards this booth.
So,
Meanwhile, while you guys were doing that, Torg definitely lost interest with his attention span and just went back over to the puppet dude and was like, "So you were talking about a present, yeah, a prize, something? You said we make it, yeah. There's well, I'm always looking for shiny things, you know, and well, these guys will probably tag along. How's it? You got room for 3?
Yeah, you guys came in to play the game. That's what that clearing is. It's to play the game. You go find a thing we tell you to find and you bring it back and yay. And again, just
yeah.
like little sparklers, just psh, psh.
Well,
Okay.
I like
Are you
your
in?
enthusiasm." And he like sticks a finger out and pokes him in the chest. He's like, "We're in."
All right, I need everybody to roll me a D100.
Duke,
Oh.
did you just volunteer us for some magical bullshit?
So is
You're
that
goddamn
a
right, I
one that
did.
has like multiples of
Goddamn it,
10,
Duke.
or is that that
So
5d20?
you can use a D10 for the
You do
first
it on
number,
there.
then re-roll a D10 again. Or
How are
if
you
you
doing it on Discord?
do exclamation point R space 1D100 and it does an automatic roll. You got to put a space between the R and the 1.
Ah, gotcha. Did you just do that one for me? Or did you just roll
No,
again?
I was trying different commands. I didn't realize you could do exclamation point R. I had always typed out the word roll.
Oh no, I've always done exclamation point.
There we go.
All right, so he points a finger first at Duke and says, "All right, there's a collection of baby teeth and a tiny wooden box. Get it from the old lady, bring it back." It points to
Old
Ugly
lady's got
Jack.
some teeth. Heard.
She also has a tiny sundial that casts a shadow only in moonlight. Make sure it's that sundial.
Can I use guidance for this?
No, because it's a random table.
Got it. Sorry.
Right? He points to you and says, "You have to bring me a stuffed Oni doll with a creepy smile and one missing eye."
Who's that? Me?
Yep.
Okay. Only doll with
Do
one
all
missing eye.
that. You get your prize. Hip hip hooray. Don't do it. You're stuck here until you find another way out. I don't care. Your time starts now.
Hold the fuck on. What is Ugly Jack supposed to find?
Duke just takes off running.
Oh shit, is it Duke?
I just
You're
slowly
sundial.
I just slowly start like walking away, just kind of like trying to decide which way to walk towards. I start walking towards. Is there a sun in the sky right now?
He's
There
this way
is,
as Duke is running down the hill.
but
I walk the opposite way of whatever the sun is facing.
So there is one trail leading from the clearing. So you could follow the trail, or you could just try and cut off through some woods.
I
You
assume.
know what I
I
learned?
assume Duke went running down the trail then.
I'm assuming. Did you, Duke?
Duke.
Sorry.
Did
I
you?
took off running it in the direction that the puppeted body had was pointing and sent us.
Oh, he wasn't really pointing. He was just doing that little, arm to.
Oh, I thought he gestured toward the meadow or whatever we're supposed to be searching in.
No, he just waved you away, saying you have to go get it from an old lady. And there's one trail leading from the clearing off into some woods.
Oh, then if there's one trail, he would have headed straight for the trail. He would have just full blown sprint, axe in the air.
I do a detect traps and a detect traps before I step onto the trail. Just because I'm being cautious.
All right. You cast detect traps, and there is no trap on the trail within your vicinity.
I still cautiously walk down the trail at a steady pace. Can I hear Duke? How far ahead of me has he gotten at this point, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure he's running at his full 30, and if you're walking, you're looking at about 15 feet. So he's double pacing you.
Can I hear him?
What are you wearing, Duke? How much armor?
Duke doesn't wear armor. Duke's just
Then
literally got a kilt, and he's free balling with boots.
Then probably not. You'd hear a little bit of his pack, but it's definitely getting quieter.
And as we kind of set down this trail, Ugly Jack is going to kind of turn to you and be like, hey, Doc, let me ask you something. I don't suppose you got a sundial on you. You got a sundial perhaps in your pack by any chance? This guy, he said something about I got to get one. You know anything about
the blowgun darts? Are they poison or are they just knockout or?
They would just be for injury right now because you haven't bought any poison ones.
Can I pull out a dart and poke Ugly Jack with it?
Sure.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Well, I'd say you're right up on him, so I'd say it's just a small little pinch.
Okay.
With 1 point of piercing damage to you there, Jack.
Does it slow him down at all?
I flex through it. Ugly Jack just flexes his muscles as he's trying not to look like that tiny pinprick hurt him.
Jack is hanging out with you. It's Duke who took off.
That's what I mean. Does it slow him down or
Doc, you're supposed to tell your patients before you take blood. I mean, it didn't hurt, but warning next time.
I was trying to knock you out so I could get away a little bit.
With a needle, I mean, if you're gonna knock out somebody big like me, and you're a teeny guy like you gotta get some real momentum. I mean, come on, I'm dense as a brick. And he kind of beats his own chest. Anyhow, let's go. We have to find Duke on account of, I think I need to ask him about a sundial. And I'm going to grab the halfling, throw him over my shoulder, and trot down the trail, running to catch up with Duke.
Zolmos is yelling at him to put him down and telling him that it's undignified for him to be carried.
Well, that's all nice and whatnot, but I don't know what that word means.
Oh.
All right, so after running for a while, catching up to Duke and maintaining pace, then Zavos semi against his will. You nearby is a cottage, and you see three little gnomish characters standing around the front yard, looking a little upset. You know, they're wearing white caps, kind of this brownish clothes, and you see him just sitting there. At one sees you and starts waving his arms frantically,
Can I
trying
start
to get your
yelling
attention.
racist? Because I mistake them for racist clothing or something.
Roll
I'd be
me
scared.
a intelligence check to see if you can figure out what type of gnomes they are.
I was just saying because of the white hats. I don't care what people say. What did you say? Which die?
Intelligence, a D20, and then your intelligence score is a flat 0, so just a D20.
14.
Yeah, you don't really know what type of gnomes they are, so you could just throw out generic yelling, but it's almost like an Uncle Ruckus situation from the Boondocks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I was equating the white hats to, KKK outfits, so I was being funny.
Duke just rushes in if they're calling for help, and he's like, "Hold on, brothers, I'm a coming," and he'll go barreling up to him.
All right, so you come across the first one. He says, "Hey, yes, we need help. We need dye for our hats. You help with dye. Yes."
We don't really do things for nothing. I mean, what is it that you can help us with? We're looking for a few things. You know where we can get a sundial or a creepy looking doll, or is there an old woman
I
around
need
here with
a
a box full of
creepy
teeth?
Oni doll with one eye. Not sure exactly where I'm going to find that.
Ugly Jack drops the halfling at this point.
Oof. Ouch.
As you're talking, he gets close to you, Duke, right up on you, and says, "Yes, you help. I need dye for hat. You help."
What color are you
Ritual.
looking to dye that hat?
And he pulls out this wicked-looking sickle, and slices you across your leg with it.
What in the fuck are you doing, Duke?
He looks back and
So
he
I
just goes,
do.
"The first cut is the deepest."
Oh, damn! I got
So I do
You
a
can't even
healing
play
word
D&D without
spell.
your dice? What kind of shit are you?
Hey man, you won't have to heal me right now. I've got plenty of health. We'll
Oh,
we'll take
okay.
some damage before we start burning spells.
Sounds good.
What a crap bar.
I know, right? All right. There's water on the table.
Ugh.
Did you say how much damage that was, Chris?
No, try to find a quick stat block, but I got to go into my book. All right. So he takes a swing at you with a 10 to hit. I'm guessing that misses.
That's going to be a miss.
So he goes to take
I imagine it hits and it just doesn't break the skin.
he goes to slice at your leg, and he hits just a real calloused part. And so now I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative.
Duke just calls up, "Whoa, careful. The giblets have been through enough already." Has a flashback to that time he got caught out in the cold because he fell asleep drunk and froze his giblets.
Initiative is a D20. D20 still,
D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
which is a
That's a
4.
7 for Duke.
That was what I rolled too, but I rolled a natty 1.
I have 7 plus 4, so 11.
Ouch.
Yeah,
My
critical
dexterity
fail.
was
That's a second nat 1 this dice has rolled for me. That's I hope that's not a sign of things to come.
Yep, it is. Can I quickly turn to them and go, here's your chance. If you want to get healed, I could use some money.
All right. So we start with homeboy, or the first gnomish looking creature right in front of Duke. Give me a second and send a picture of a battle map.
Dang, I ported.
Sick. I love battle maps.
Me too.
I gotta find a port back.
Oh my god. Needs a spoon.
All right, so Ugly Jack is green, Duke is blue, and Zavos is maroon.
Okay.
I finally get to use my erasable battle map, so that's fun.
Yeah, man, I had to get one of those for the campaign. It makes life so much easier.
All right, so like I said, there's 3 enemies, and the first one, he's right up on Duke, is going to take a couple more attacks with his sickle. What is it? 3. So a 25 and an 11 to hit.
25 is going to hit. The 11 does not.
No, 21, not 11. It's a
21
15.
still
The
hits.
first one was 11. All right. Let's see, that's 2d4.
So we're dealing with red caps, I assume.
Yep, and they need red for their hats.
Sick. I was literally hoping that I could talk to them long enough because I was going to turn around and punch somebody and then dye the hat for them, but they started it, so shit's going down.
I mean, the unable to form meaningful relationships card, I was for sure going to sell the halfling to get through this situation.
I was going to punch the halfling because he'd bleed easy.
So that's 18 points of slashing damage.
18? God damn. All right.
Oh, these are fuck you gnomes. I get it. Okay.
And then the second one, because you guys rolled that poorly, is
Out.
going to charge at Zovos, the other little gnome,
Oh, Jesus.
and he's going to charge at you and try and do a jump kick with his iron boots.
Should I do
So
a dexterity roll?
You need to roll a dexterity saving throw. You have to beat a 14.
That's a D.
D20 plus your dexterity save.
Who's getting hit?
should just leave a set of dice out instead of constantly putting them back in the bag. All right. 11 plus 4, 15.
All right, so with that, you're able to see him coming, and as he does a jumping kick, you just move to the side as his foot just glances off your shield. So you now have
I have
one
a
in front of
shield?
you. Didn't you take a shield?
No.
All right, then you just, as he kicks, you take your hand and you're able to shift his foot just slightly to the side as he misses you. And that brings us to Zobo's turn.
I
You have one red cap right on you.
let's see. I really screwed myself with spells there. Nothing for attacking.
Well, that's why you do. That's why we also usually have a melee weapon.
Oh, I mean, I have my blowtorch, but my blow. Yeah, I do. I use calm emotions and hope that it works to like get him distracted.
That's actually not a bad idea.
All right, let me just pull that up and see what. So,
I'm not sure. Does calm emotions work on just one person, or does it work over a generalized area?
it's a group, so within a 20-foot radius sphere from a point you determine.
Mm-hmm.
So, based upon where they are, if you target it on red cap number 1, you'd be able to hit all 3.
Okay, I do that. Is there a way I can do it to like catch one of my guys off guard?
Yeah, you could catch them both off guard.
With the other one?
Well, it doesn't have a limit on the number of creatures. It's just whatever creature you want.
Oh. Right, I just didn't know if there like if I pointed it one way, if distance would be a factor for others. So
Well, so with a 20-foot radius, that's basically 4 squares from wherever you choose, and then a full circle from that square. So if you target
You're
one,
hitting like a
hit
giant
everybody.
bubble, basically.
Yeah.
actually I think I'll just do it on the gnomes. I'll just do it on what was it, gnome number 2? And
Well,
it'll
you
hit, like,
get
all the
all
other-
3. You get all 3 with that spell.
Okay.
So let's see. That's going to be charisma, which, unsurprisingly, they are short. So that's a 10, a 15, and an 8. And I believe your DC is a 16. So you watch as this, not anger, but desire to make you bleed just seems to kind of sap away as they just will look at all of you.
Cool. Cool.
Are we effectively out of combat?
No, because it's concentration for up to 1 minute, so you can choose how to play it out.
So I was going to say, if he immediately calms them, Duke is just going to walk over, take their hats while they're calm, and just start dabbing at the wound that was created by that one slash, and just dye the 3 of their hats immediately.
So You take their hats and immediately start dabbing, just making that, and they get this weird look on their face, and like they're trying to decide if this is okay or if it's against the ritual. For they're supposed to soak their hat, but it's blood.
I think Ugly Jack will help, and kind of like the pinprick wound that the one hit point that was inflicted upon him earlier. He'll go like, press it up against the hat. Even though it's not quite the most serious or grievous of injury. But yeah,
It's like when you prick your finger and then you squeeze it, so it just like one little drop comes out.
Exactly. Doc took my blood earlier.
Yep. I walk over and go and look at the slashing wound and go, I mean, if you want, I can heal it, but it seems like you're doing a pretty good job. What would you like me to do?
We'll talk in a few minutes. Got to deal with the little guys first. I'm doing fine though.
Okay.
He just keeps soaking up the blood, and once if he's got enough blood on the hats, then he'll return the hats to their respective heads.
So you watch as they kind of go and turn into a huddle and try to whisper amongst themselves, looking back at you, looking at the hats, and let's see.
He's gonna be tuning his lute into drop D while they're discussing.
They decide it's okay and start to walk away. Just completely bewildered about what's going on.
Hey, wait a second. We did your ritual. You said you were gonna help us. You got anything for us?
No. And they just keep walking.
No. Fair enough. Odd little guys.
So
Is there anything around the area? No, don't. Oh, God.
What do you do there, Zobus?
I shoot a blow dart at the closest one to try to like irritate them because I was irritated that they wouldn't help us anymore.
Make an attack roll. D20 plus your proficiency plus your dexterity modifier.
Dexterity is +4. Trying to find my proficiency.
It should be +3.
Yeah. And I rolled a 15, so yeah.
So as these homicidal gnomes are walking away, all of a sudden one gets shot in the back of his neck. And you hear him just yell out as they all turn around. And no longer calm. Their natural homicidal bloodlust has returned to them as they are ready to come charging in. Yeah, reroll initiative. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go where we kind of left off.
Okay, yeah.
Which is Red Cap 3.
I think Ugly Jack is kind of like disappointed in this moment because he sees, the caster in the group like start muttering some arcane words and casting a spell, though he's not sure what's going to happen. He's sure it's like, some smite or magic damage, and then just nothing kind of happens. Everything peacefully resolves, and then he shoots a dart that re-extinguishes or reignites the flame. Like Hungry Jack is torn between being confused and the balls on this halfling.
So number 3 starts running towards Duke, who's the nearest. 25. Can't quite get to you, and they don't have ranged weapons. So he gets about 7 feet away from you, Duke. And that brings us down to Duke.
Right on, brother. He just kind of looks down at the halfling, and he's like, "The fuck, man?" And then he just looks back at him and he goes, "Well, I guess this was the natural conclusion." And he's gonna cast. Can I? Let me see here. Are they close enough that I could get them in a 30? Or wait, sorry. Why is it not showing me? Could I get to where all 3 of them are within 30 feet of me?
But yeah, they're from where you currently are. The last one's just at that 30-yard mark, but you'd still get hit.
Perfect. So he was tuning his guitar into drop D, and he just starts hitting that G real hard, just dun, 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 and then lets out like a sick shred up the neck, and he's like, yeah! And just runs forward, and he's gonna, or sorry, doesn't run forward, just cast Bane, and so I'm gonna need I believe it's a charisma saving throw from all 3 of them.
They're great at that.
DC 16.
No, and yes. Number
Sick. Well,
3,
at least
the one right on you, saved.
perfect. Well, 2 of them are baned, so I'll take that. And then I'm going to use a bonus action to. I'm going to go ahead and rage because those motherfuckers hurt. So he lets out that sick guitar riff for the Bane, and then he flips his axe over, so he's now holding it battle axe style. Whips his drum off the back of his harness there, and it's just like, "Let's go, boys!" And that'll be his turn.
All right, and that brings us down to the bottom with just Ugly Jack.
Ugly Jack will kind of survey the scene here, and he'll kind of look over to the cleric, kind of look down at the halfling and smirk. That's what you hit him with, is it? Let me show you how it's done. And he pulls out a massive, like 2-handed crossbow, this heavy crossbow, and sets it down. This weapon is literally the size of his halfling companion, and he pops it up on a knee and fires at the farthest the farthest gnome.
Okay, roll me an attack roll.
Uh, 18 on the die becomes a 25.
Yeah, it hits. I don't think your new dice are going to work very well in a dice tower there, Sean.
Yeah, some of them are definitely not dice towerable. 6 on the die becomes an even 10.
All right.
And I get 2 ranged attacks, but I believe I didn't take the like gunner feat or whatever, so I have to use 1 attack to reload my crossbow.
All right. Then what would you like to do with your bonus action?
With my bonus action, I am going to. Let's see here. I'm not going to. Let me. Sorry, I should know the word of this, but action surge. I'm going to shoot another arrow, and also reload again.
All right. Same one. Same red cap.
Yep, 15 on the die becomes like a 22.
That hits.
9 on the die, but I get a +4, so that becomes a 13.
13.
As I bury a couple of bolts and then quickly reload, I kind of Ugly Jack gives a smirk over to the halfling cleric. Like, if we're gonna hit him right.
All right, that brings us back to the top of the order. The first red cap, the one who just got poked with this little dart, realizes why he kills everybody he comes across, and he is going to do a charging drop kick there on you, Duke. So go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
And I believe this procs my danger sense, right? I have advantage on dex saves against effects I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Oh yeah, you see this short little grumpy pissed off dude come charging at you.
Sick. All right, +6. So let me get to my math. First one's a 12. Second one's a 14.
Ooh, meets it beats.
Thank God.
So yeah, it's 3d10 plus 4.
Jesus Christ.
So you see him come charging in, and he takes a jump, and you just freak out. So you kind of spread your legs a little bit, and he hits nothing but kilt. Just underneath your frostbitten scrotum.
He just lets out a big whew.
And that ends his turn, which brings us down to the second one, who is just going to move up his 25 feet, but is not in range to do anything. But he is right by his companions, and that brings us to Zovos. I will send an updated pick.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Ask away.
Oh, never mind. I found the answer. Just kidding.
Happy to help.
Okay, so I want to create a 4th level create water to like fall on them, which would be like 40 gallons of water just dropping on their heads.
All right, let's see. Additional 10 gallons. 30-foot cube.
So
It has
if
to
I
go
might enter,
into an open container, and the field is not an
Not
open
if it
container.
falls. No, if you create food and water, yes, but if you can alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames. But it doesn't. But do you have to have exposed flames to do it?
Well, no, but what it's going to do, it's going to fall like a rainstorm. It's not going to do anything to them.
Right, but it'll distract them, just like the calm emotions thing did.
It'll get your whole party wet too, because you can't, and yourself.
We can take it.
so like mechanically speaking, you would burn a really high level spell to effectively just get them wet. It won't really do anything to them based on what that's like the wording of that spell.
I see. Here's the thing. I picked like a ton of healing spells, so I don't really have a whole lot like I can do besides like
Well,
heal
shoot your
or
blow dart.
run.
Yeah, when in doubt,
Okay.
smash them.
Because you run out of spell slots and you don't get a long rest. So all you're going to be left with anyway. That's why you usually have one range
So-
and one melee weapon.
Actually, I will do
And
something.
you can cast the fuck out of cantrips too. Buffing your two
Yeah.
large bodyguards, also helps
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
a bit.
So for my cantrips, I have Spare the Dying, Thaumaturgy, which I always forget what that is, but I picked it.
It makes
Guidance and
noises.
Mending. Oh yes, so I do the Thaumaturgy to like. Can I project it from behind them?
Yeah, you can make like a gust of wind. Give me a deception roll.
Which one?
That would be
Which
your D20. It's pretty much always your D20.
Yeah, Duke. I'll use that in a bit. Next round, if we have another round. Ah. I got a 19.
All right. So you describe this
Basically,
distraction.
I just use it to just make a lot of loud booms and yelling sounds behind them to startle them.
It makes your voice sound louder or an instantaneous sound like a rumble of thunder. It's not like hugely
Oh.
loud, but it's going to be like, is that a bird? You know.
Oh, see, I thought it was more like a announcement
No.
type thing. Like
Cantrips are basically I got your nose for toddlers. They're not powerful except for Eldritch Blast.
well, I didn't think it was powerful. I just thought it was like a distraction and loud. So
Well, and that's why I had you roll the deception check. At a 19, it could be enough of a distraction
yeah,
to where they look back and waste their turn.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'll try to cause the distraction.
Then do you have a bonus action?
Do I?
Do you have a bonus
I don't know.
action?
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm still trying to figure out the game and stuff, so I don't know what I have.
well, it'd probably be a spell, but I don't. Minus a
I
healing
don't think
spell,
so.
I don't know that any of your spells would be. What is it? Healing word?
I
That's
don't-
a.
Yeah, are you using D&D Beyond?
So it's a mixture of the player book and the D&D Beyond.
So your
I'm doing
D&D
my
Beyond
best.
character
D&D
sheet,
Beyond
if you
didn't
click,
load very well.
I was going to say the character sheet on D&D Beyond, you can click actions and then click bonus action underneath that, and it'll bring you straight to like any options you would have.
Yeah, so you have healing word, which I'm pretty sure as a cleric you took as a spell, and that's a bonus action. So you could cast healing word on Duke,
Yeah, I have.
and then
I
it's
have.
a D4 plus 5.
I have a healing word and I have mass healing word.
I would just do healing word on Duke, and then just roll a D4 and add 5.
D4 is the triangle one.
The pyramid, yes.
Oh. Yeah.
And then what is
I got
your
3
healing word?
plus 5. Repair skin.
Well, it's yours. You can make it whatever you want. You could
Oh.
say it's quit being a bitch.
I'm better than you.
And you said that was for 8 points?
Yeah.
All right, so Duke, you hear your little gnomish friend say, I'm better than you. And you just feel this healing wound, almost like you're a cuck.
I mean, I'm into some weird shit, but that gave me some tingles.
Did it?
All right, and do you want to move?
If I can take some steps backwards, that would be nice.
You
I
have
don't
30
wanna
feet
be-
of movement.
I will move 30 feet away from the closest combatant.
All right. So you're basically off board right now. And I believe that's your turn, which brings us up to number 3. And hearing a loud sound behind him, he turns around and is distracted, missing one of his 3 attacks. But he turns around and will get close up to Duke and and take 2 swings at him. A 16 and a 10.
Both miss. I imagine, like, as he's walking up, Duke just drops that, and, like, into that nice, like, bass note again, and it's just like, hit me with your best shot. And then they miss both.
Yeah, the noise, he just took some wild swings to try and get something going and just couldn't do it. And that brings us down to Duke. You have 1 and 3 basically right up on you, and 2 is a little bit off.
I'm gonna take a swing at the one that does not have Bane. Let me see here. That's gonna be a +7. How's a 25 sound?
That definitely hits. I'd say 3 was one without. No, 3 has Bane and 2 has Bane. 1 is the one right in front of you. He's not Bane, but that hits.
So I'm gonna also drop a, Bardic Inspiration to do a defensive flourish. So effectively, I can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target I hit. The damage equals the number that I roll on my Bardic Inspiration die, and I also add that number to my AC until the start of my next turn.
All right.
So my die is a D8 right now. That's 2. So 2 extra damage, but I'll effectively have 20 AC.
All right. So what was that total number?
Next round. 2 damage plus. It's going to be a D8 plus 6. Ooh, 8 though. So 10, 12 damage total.
All right.
And I'm going to stay right there.
All right. Then that brings us down to Ugly Jack.
As Ugly Jack watches the cleric run away and kind of looks at him curiously. Where are you going, puppet? He drops the crossbow, pulls out an axe from his belt, and rushes into the fray. Can I get into combat within 30 feet of movement?
Oh, yeah. You have your choice of whichever one you want.
I want to go for the one that I already sank a couple crossbow bolts into.
That'd be number 2. He's the furthest away from you, but still easily within 30 feet.
Excellent. I'm going to run up to this dude and give him a couple of attack rolls. The first one is a whopping 4, becomes a 12. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not.
Well, fuck me running. I rolled 4 back to back, a 4 and a 4. So a swoosh and a swoosh as I, rip this axe through the air so loud it cuts the air, but quite high above the gnome, I imagine.
Yeah, you just look down and he reminds you so much of your cleric friend. You have a hard time just making that impact. And then, do you have a bonus action or any more movement you would like to use?
I have a couple things I could do for a bonus action, but I'm actually not hurt at the moment, so I'll hold off. That'll be it for me.
All right, bringing us back to the top. That one did not appreciate you hitting him there, Duke. So he's going to take his 3 attacks against you. And that's a crit fail. A 21. And another fail.
Well, the 21 hits.
So he's bleeding and pissed off. So, oh wait, I gotta roll one more d4. Would a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit. It's exact.
Oh wait, one was a baned. Oh well, still hit either way. But yeah, he does 9 points of slashing damage as he just goes waving wildly because he wants your blood, not to give up his own blood.
You've already got my blood, damn it. It's all 3 of your hats.
And that brings us down to number 2, who has Ugly Jack right in front of him. And surprised that you decided not to hit him, he decides he's going to hit you instead. That's a 22 minus 2, a dirty 20.
Oh, that hits.
A 14 minus 3 for 11. And a 15.
So 26 total damage?
No, does the 15 or 11 hit?
Oh, no. 16's magic number for Ugly Jack.
All right, so he hits you for 7 points piercing damage or slashing damage, and as he goes to hit again, the black ichor that is the bane cast upon him just distracts him and blinds his eye, and he takes 2 wild swings. And that brings us down to Zovos. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing, which is a 2d8. And I can cast that on up to 6 people. I'm going to cast it on both Ugly Jack and Duke Swellington.
So the casting time for Prayer of Healing is 10 minutes. Each round is 6 seconds. Do you want to start working on 10 minutes of casting this spell?
Yep.
You
and
won't
I
be
rolled
done
a
before
total of 5.
What it is, it takes 10 minutes from the time you start it. It'll take 10 minutes before your spell completes and then gets cast.
Oh, no, I know. I
So it would take you 100 rounds of combat before your healing works.
Oh, that's longer than what I anticipated.
Yeah, you
I
want
thought it
something
would
that
be-
says either one action or one bonus action.
Well, I have lots of healing things to pick. I do cure wounds.
Let me make sure. Is that a touch? Yeah, that's a touch spell, so you'd have to touch one of them. So you'd have to
Okay. I've
move
already done
in.
healing word, right?
It's a
Oh,
new
I'm gonna
round, so
do
you can
guidance.
use.
I'm gonna
That's a
do
touch
guidance.
spell. That's a touch spell.
Guidance is
Yes.
okay. Who is closer to me? Swellington or Jack?
Jack would be.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get close to Jack.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, you could get right behind Ugly Jack.
Okay, can I get behind him and cast a spell, or do I need to wait a turn?
No, because that's just your action, and so you can cast a spell. So you could cast Cure Wounds or Guidance if you wish. If those were the ones you were looking at.
Yeah, I will get to Jack and do guidance.
All right, so you are now guided, Ugly Jack. How
Nice.
does your spell come about? Do you grab a holy symbol and is it radiant? Is it a bill goes floating into his pocket?
What it is it's uh oh, it's like an arrow pointing the way, but only he can see it.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Uh Turn towards Duke Swellington for the next action.
All right, so you are looking at him. I used all your movement and your action, so unless you have a bonus action, we could call your turn.
I don't. Yep, that's it.
All right, then that brings us down to Red Cap 3.
Duke, I thought about doing that. I thought that would be hilarious.
And he is going to take some swings at Duke. Oh, God, no. That's only an 11. Second one definitely hits. And thanks to Bane, I believe a 13 misses, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a 16 without Bane.
Still would have missed. My AC is 20 until my turn.
Oh, there you go. So that'll be 10 points of slashing damage as again the black ichor of the eyes just distracts him on the other two attacks. Bring us to Duke. I'm sending an updated pick.
I hit that. What was it? Red cap number 1, pretty hard already. So he's, I assume, looking a little rough.
He looks a little beat up. Red Cap 2 is definitely showing some wounds. And Red Cap 3 is just glaring at you. Not a single scratch on him.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, yeah, I'm just gonna try to mow down that one in front of me. Then, not much I can really do in this situation. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Sweet. I'm going to go ahead and do another defensive flourish. It's going to be a 3 this time. That's 2 on damage, so 11 damage. And my AC is 21 until the start of my next turn.
All right. Do you have 2 attacks as a barbarian, or did you not reach level 5 as a barbarian?
No, I'm 5 bard, 3 barbarian.
Well, alrighty then. That brings us down to Ugly Jack.
Dead.
So I think Ugly Jack will continue the wailing of his axe. He's gonna grip it with both hands and just kind of sink a couple of attacks into this gnome. Does guidance give me plus 2 to attack or something?
Plus, roll a d4, I believe, and add it.
Okay, I rolled a 1 on my d4. My new dice are not treating me so nice. Fuck, that is the third 4 in a row. So I assume 12 misses.
12 misses.
13 misses, but okay, 12 on the die actually becomes a dirty 20.
That definitely hits.
All right, let me double check here. So I rolled a 9 on the die, plus 5 becomes a 14.
A 14?
Yeah, for slashing damage.
You found the magic number.
Okay,
Damage.
so oh, nice. So dirty 20 to hit, 14 damage, and he's down?
No. I thought you were taking another swing.
I will here in a second. I was just kind of cruising through my options on D&D Beyond. But
No, but he is looking very hurt.
Excellent. So I've already taken my 2 attacks, but I have 2 weapon fighting, and I've been making these attacks with my axe, using it as like a 2-handed weapon. Would you allow me some fuckery at this point and say maybe I can make an offhand bonus attack by drawing a dagger from my boot and giving him a stab, or is that too much?
What kind of axe are you wielding? A great axe or a battle axe?
A great axe. One-handed weapon, but I'm wielding it as a 2-handed weapon to get the D10.
Oh, well, if it's versatile, then yeah, you can easily just set down the 1. We'll say a quick stab out, because free action to pull out a weapon.
Okay, excellent. Then let me throw another one in here. That is going to come out to 17.
17 hits.
For 5 piercing damage.
All right, so give him a good stab, and you can see his knees get really wobbly.
I'm going to whisper to him and lean in real close. Tell him, if you run now, I'll eat your friends first. That's all I got.
All right. So that brings us to the top of the round, and we will start with number 1, who is having fun with Duke. And he's going to take 3 attacks. And that's a whole hell of a lot of no. He's just attacking, but Duke's got this. He understands what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of dancing around it. And just like the kilt is swinging and the knife is coming ever so close. And he's just like, oh, hey, what? Oh, God.
All right, that brings us down to Red Cap number 2, who is going to try and hit Ugly Jack as he's gasping on death's door. It's going to be a 10 plus 6 is 20. A 19 to hit you, Jack.
That'll do it.
And a 14
To hit.
to hit.
That'll miss.
All right. So before that ichor clouds his eyes, he's able to hit you for 10 points of slashing damage. He's just trying to do what he can just before that life is extinguished. And that'll bring us down to Zelvos.
So I try to run towards Duke Swallington because I want to also use guidance on him. Can I reach him in one turn?
Yes. Each square is basically 5 feet, so you're basically
Okay,
5 to
sorry.
7 feet away from him.
Okay, so I run
So-
over to him and I do guidance on him as well if I can.
All right.
Yeah, you walk across the street, Monica.
Oh yeah, burning his kingdom to the ground.
And do you have any bonus actions?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. And that brings us down to Red Cap number 3, who is going to try his own luck at hitting Duke since they seem to have gone on a cold streak. Nope. 3s aren't how you do it. Yeah, nope. All 3 were misses. That bane is just, well, quite frankly, the bane of their existence.
Well placed, by the way.
And that brings us down to Duke.
Let me ask you, sir, would I be able to catch them in a 10-foot sphere without hitting anybody else?
Let me see.
It looks like I
10-foot
could, I
sphere.
think.
We'll say yeah.
All right, if I can hit them all, I'm going to drop a 3rd level shatter spell. So he just like puts his axe and his shield on his back, and all of a sudden you guys see this like beautiful opulent horn come off his back, and it's basically shaped like a saxophone, and he just starts fucking wailing on it and just like humping the air while he's playing the sax, giving them real sexy saxophone, and at the end he hits a real high note, and you see their eyes and their ears start to bleed. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
Forces looking. All right, the first one saves. Second one is a 15 plus 4. 15. And a fail. So you got 2 fails and they succeed.
Sweet. That's going to be 17 damage.
What
Halved
level are
if
you
they
doing
save.
this?
3rd.
All right.
Oh, wait, so
It's
yeah,
4d8
48.
if you do it at a
48.
3rd level.
Yeah, it'd be 17 damage.
All right.
Rolled 2 5s, or sorry, 3 5s and a 2.
All right. So the one right in front of Ugly Jack, just you see him plug in his ears as blood trickles down and he collapses dead. And the one you've been battling it with, he definitely has blood coming out one ear, but he's still standing. And the last one is you can tell that he's having sort of a headache, but not in as bad a shape as the other ones.
Fair enough. And then let's see here. I'm gonna inspire Ugly Jack. Coming out of that sexy saxophone solo, killing one of those guys, making the other ones bleed. He just looks over and he points at you, and he stops and he just says, "That one was for you, babe." And take a D8 of inspiration, sir.
Oh, I will.
All right, and that ends your turn.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us down to Ugly Jack. You watched as the red cap right in front of you just collapsed down dead from busted eardrums. And there's two down on Duke. Just doing absolutely nothing, apparently, because they can't hit shit.
Well, I'm going to turn to Duke and say, Duke, you stole my kill. And I'm going to step up and take a couple swings at the one he was doing battle with. The one that is actually taking damage.
All right, they've both had damage, but one definitely looks worse than three, so the nearest one.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, but plus 8 to attack becomes a 13, and I'm going to roll that Bardic in there too. What was it, D8?
D8. Well, no matter what you roll, you're going to hit. So
Okay, well, 7 on the Bardic, thank you. As I like to think I toss the dagger into the air, hit him using the full breadth of my double-handed great axe twice, and then as a bonus action, catch the dagger and stab him too.
we need a dexterity check for that.
Okay, let me roll. That is a 5 on the die, becomes a 9.
You missed the dagger.
Damn, okay. Second swing. Second swing is a 17, comes out to be like a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so with 2 hits, let's see here. First one is 8 slashing damage. The second is 6 slashing damage. So total of what, 14?
Describe how you end this miserable creature's life.
I swing once and then twice, and after the second swing, it fully connects, sending the head sailing through the air off into the trees. And I turn back to Duke and I say, well, I guess we're even. Split that one. And I point to the remaining gnome.
It's like you've known me my whole life.
With that, that's all I got.
All right. Well, top of the order and 2 down. So that'll bring us all the way down to Zovos. You watched your party just obliterate a couple of red caps.
Sounds about right. So there's one left.
There's one left.
Can I just do a blow dart at him? Like, try to hit him in the eye?
Yep, roll me an attack roll.
I got... Hold on. I got an 8.
On the die?
Plus dexterity, yeah.
Yep, plus
So
dexterity.
12, or... Yeah, 12.
Plus your proficiency, which is a plus 3.
Yep. 15.
15 hits, and I believe a blow dart is 1 point of damage. So
Did I get
you're
him in the
able
eye?
to, not out of 15.
God damn.
So you take a shot at him, and it hits him in the forehead. And I mean, you feel proud about yourself. You're contributing. That's one less
Good.
health that he now has. And do you have a bonus action?
No.
Do you want to move or do you want to stay place?
I'll just
I
stay
mean-
in place.
Yeah, you're pretty much being blocked by 2 linemen.
I'd want to go 4 ways, so
And that brings us to our red cap, who right now is closest to Duke. And he's feeling even more murderous. No. No, let's exchange out that die. There we go. All right. Does a flat 16 hit?
No, it does not.
So still just with this bane, and now more out of desperation, watching his friends get slaughtered. He's just swinging wildly, and your kilt is becoming more of a mini kilt at this point.
Duke just owns it, even if his giblets are starting to stick out, and he just looks down at the creature and just goes, "Can't touch this."
And that brings us to Duke.
now
In
question.
that case,
Is guidance still on them, or will I have to recast that later?
guidance lasts for a minute, so technically I still have it if I need it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and no combat usually goes longer than a minute.
And so Duke's just gonna look down at the creature and cast Dissonant Whispers. And I imagine now that he's towering over the only remaining red cap, he just kind of like leans down so he's eye to eye with him, almost like he's about to whisper in his ear. And he just says, I'm gonna butter your biscuit. And I'm gonna need I think it's a wisdom saving throw, DC 16. And we're gonna give you 3d6. Oh shit! All right.
Let's see, they got a +1 to wisdom, but he's still Bane. So 14 plus 1, 15, because fucking Bane was a 4.
Then you will be taking the full 15 damage, sir.
So as you're offering to butter his biscuit, You just see this look of absolute terror cross his face. Anything else you would like to do?
So sorry, I forgot to mention. He takes the full damage. It also, I believe, is feared. Yeah, you must immediately use your reaction, if available, to move as far away as your speed allows you. The creature doesn't move onto dangerous ground, such as a fire pit or anything like that. And yeah, so he's
it'll
going to run.
charge away 25 feet.
Does that incur from anybody?
No. Zovos is behind you. Ugly Jack is just a little bit out of your space as he had killed the last guy.
Damn, worth a shot. All right. Then I'm going to spend my movement chasing him.
And you have 30 feet, right? Or is it
Yeah.
40?
It's actually 30 because 30 feet. Then he's just gonna be like, "Baby, come back."
Oh yeah, you catch up to him very easily.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, that brings us down to Ugly Jack.
Ugly Jack will kind of follow suit. Just kind of first he'll look back before he gives chase to his halfling companion, and he'll tell him, "Relax, boss. Put that pea shooter away before you hurt me. Somebody else." And he'll run forward and give a couple of attacks if he can.
You have 30 feet?
Correct.
Yeah.
Uh, 16 becomes a 24 to hit and a nat 1.
Well, the first one hits.
Comes out to 12 slashing damage.
Well, sir, you hit right on the money, so you get the joy of explaining how you want to do this.
I feel like Ugly Jack is almost in a competition with Duke. So, like, once Duke took a couple cracks at him and he didn't go down, like Ugly Jack's just excited to get around him, and he just in his excitement he just throws the massive great axe two-handed, and it spins through the air and just bisects this gnome.
Perfect. So as the last one falls dead, putting it into a very interesting situation, you hear a noise coming from the doorway. As you hear a voice just kind of squeak out, are they gone?
I think I'm hearing things. Can I try to find the source of this?
Can I be disgusted by the short kilt and cast the cantrip mending on to like try to make it the length it was?
Oh, 1 second. This could get very interesting. So, mending is a touch spell. Would you like to go touch
Right.
Duke in his kilt?
Yes, I said I wanted to walk up and like touch the kilt and try to like mend it.
No, let me help you there, little guy. And he'll squat down since you're so short, and he's like 6.5 feet tall. He's basically just
I'm, like,
teabagging you.
3 foot. I try to like stay to the side of you so that I'm not like directly in.
Ugly
Don't
Jack
mind
makes
them.
it awkward.
They don't bite.
Ugly Jack makes it awkward. Are you grabbing his dick?
I'm trying. Don't want to see it.
That's not what the mending spell for.
Sorry, I've done away with that underlayer
Mend the
there. It
kilt,
tends to
yes.
chafe, you know. Anyway, where's that voice coming from? Somebody here? You're not one of those red fuckers, are you?
No, I was hiding from them. They wanted my blood for their hats.
Well, I gave them my blood for their hats, but our friend here shot him in the back for some reason, and well, they're dead now. You're safe.
Oh,
Excuse
God.
me. You wouldn't happen to know where some objects are, like, oh, I don't know, some creepy doll missing an eye?
Or do you know an old woman that's got a box full of teeth?
Or
Oh, you guys
maybe
are
a
here for the
sundial.
game. Now, I don't know any of those materials, but yeah, the witch, we get a lot of travelers trying to find her. She's
Perfect.
So you keep going down this road until you come to a fork in the road. And then it's the trail to your left. Just follow that, you'll get straight there. Just make sure you take that turn, all right?
Take
Left.
the turn
I should go left.
to the left.
And then
I
he's
know I
gonna
can
lean
remember
in.
all about my.
Duke's gonna use his imposing figure to lean in and just be like, "No, you wouldn't be telling us any lies and playing any tricks on us, would you?"
Give
And
me an
I'm gonna
insight
try to.
check. With
Would you?
advantage.
I was gonna say, would you allow intimidation, but insight works. 17 or 8, so 17.
Well, I mean, he's clearly scared of you. He's just trying to figure out if he's scared enough to be honest.
Fair enough.
But with that, you do get the idea that no, he's on the level.
All right. Well, just to make sure that we're going in the right direction, why don't you come with us? And Duke's just gonna pick him up and try to start walking.
No, I can't. I got my wife. She's pregnant. I gotta
Oh,
get
that's
back.
wonderful. Congratulations. I'm sure
But-
that she'll be happy to see you when we get done doing what we're doing.
But to help you, I got stuff I could give to help you.
Duke, if
I
you get
will
one, I
accept
get
that.
one too. I pick up the halfling again.
Damn it! I kick and scream and try to hit him.
I hold him by like the scruff of his neck as if he's like a dog. I'm like holding him by like his collar as I'm walking around with him.
So,
All right.
what exactly are you planning to give us?
Well, real quick, Ugly Jack, give me a strength check. Zolos, give me a acrobatics check.
So I have a feat that is basically I am a great athlete and I am allowed to make athletics checks with advantage.
Okay.
Acrobatics is dexterity. I got a 19. That's with the dexterity.
So I got a 17 on the die, but it becomes plus 8, so it becomes a 25 for athletics.
So yeah, you have Zolos by the neck, and you just cannot break free, Zolos. But your little companion being held by Duke, just I got a lantern and I got magic beans. I don't know what they do, but they help.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, well, I don't really have words for this. I'll just take the shit and go. Go on, get back to your wife. Be safe. Watch out for these red cap fuckers. Nah. I guess
So you
thanks for
watch-
the stuff.
You watch as he goes running into the house, and he comes back out. And to Duke, he hands you a lantern of revealing. And seeing that Ugly Jack's hands are full with a great axe and a halfling, he holds up this bag to Zobos. Says, "No, you just take one of the beans, you bury it in the ground and water it, and then it does whatever it does to help you. I don't know what it does because I'm not an adventurer, but that's what I was told."
Okay. All right. Thank you. I guess.
Excellent. My tiny human has beans.
All right, well, on to the witch. Duke just takes off toward the witch. Or the old woman, whatever.
I follow, and I do not set the halfling down. I run with him like stiff-armed out, but still naped by the neck.
So we'll just full sprint the whole time.
There's 7 beans in the bag. So just mark that down, Judd.
So
Alright,
I
so
would
you
like
go-
to hold the lantern of revealing out in front of us, and we're just going to full sprint to the old woman's place. And we're going to be sure to take that left turn.
All right, so you just got her wide open, charging.
Oh, yeah. Full sprint. We're both athletic.
All right, give me a perception check at disadvantage since you're charging.
Both of us, or all 3 of us?
Nope, just
Wait,
Duke since
I
he's
don't have
leading
to
the
do
way.
disadvantage, do I?
Not yet, Doc.
It's an 11.
All right, you are charging and you know where you're going, so you keep charging ahead. After about 50 feet, you come to a T shape with a path breaking off straight right and a path breaking off straight left.
Well,
Roll
we're
any kind of wisdom check to remember which way we turn.
well, we already took the left turn he told us about, so this is like we don't know anything about this one.
No, this is the first.
Oh, this is the first? I thought. Okay, well then he told us to go left, so we're going left. He seemed like on the level.
I just wasn't sure if we remembered or if we forgot already.
All right. So you turn left, and do you keep charging?
I'll slow down the pace. I'd say a nice light jog at this point because we don't know where we're going. We're looking for the old woman though. So
I've just kind of given up. I'm just hanging there, just tired with the bag in my hand.
All right. Duke's still leading the way. Give me another perception check. Regular, since you slowed down.
and I think the lantern has 30 feet of light ahead of me. And perception.
Bright light for 30 and then dim for an additional 30. So basically 60 feet.
Word. And that's just, I think, a 3. I rolled a 2. Yeah.
All right. So you're still leading the way, kind of going ahead, but you get distracted. Your mind is just flowing. And all of a sudden, you run into this creature that's wearing metal. And you hear a clatter, and as you look, you see about 6 appear to be knights with staffs, with one royal looking member kind of in the middle of them. Zavos, you notice with your passive perception and not jostling anymore that they're not human. They're frogs? Like, you've seen bullywugs at
Right.
home, but they're always
I detect
barbaric looking. These ones are royalty looking. You've never seen bullywugs dressed like this, and as you look around, you realize that you guys have entered into a swamp.
Let's see.
I ran right into one of them.
Yes, and so they stand up like, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Oh, pardon me. Didn't really mean to do that. I was kind of sprinting around. I probably should have slowed down. My name's Duke. Yeah, I'm Duke. This here's Ugly Jack, and short stuff back there.
Ugly
Drawing
Jack
a blank on his name
holds
right now.
Ugly Jack holds up the halfling.
But sorry, didn't mean to run into you. We're just we're looking for an old woman. She's got some teeth for me, and I've got to get them back. Bit of a time crunch. You wouldn't have happened to seen a sundial or a creepy doll either, would you?
As you're just spouting all this, and especially after the creepy woman, you just hear a small little chuckle. And the knights part to the side as you see a bullywug king come forward. Oh, my dear sir, you look for the witch, do you?
See, Stoshi is a witch. I said old woman, and then I started saying witch. I was just getting a vibe, but trust your gut, right?
Well, the only way I know to get to her from where you currently are is to keep traveling through the swamp. But I warn you, my kingdom is not for the light of heart. It is a very dangerous way. I heard that there was another route along the path to get to her, but I know it to not.
So you're saying that well, it's going to be tough. That's fine. Is it quick? Because we're on a bit of a time crunch here. It's well, it's 10:45, and I've only got so many more hours left in the day.
Foggy?
It's not foggy.
Is there? It's not foggy. Is there significant water? Like, I
It's
know it's a
swamp,
swamp, but
so
like, how deep is the water? Can we
give me a
estimate
survival
that?
check.
Can I give him the help action by
Survival.
just dunking him in the nearest pool of water to see how deep it is?
That's
Roll it
teamwork
with
right there.
advantage.
So
Okay,
well, he's
so I had
just to the depth over
15,
there.
and then my wisdom was it 4 or 5?
5.
5, so 20.
So as you're dunked out of water, you're able to take a look, and based upon the vegetation, stems, and roots that you now clearly see, you're guessing it's about 5 feet of water deep.
Are there like waves or
No, it's a
okay?
pretty calm
Have I
day.
noticed anything in the water besides the depth and possible plant life?
Not in this short period he would have dunked you.
Okay.
I'd do it again, but I
Hey
kind of have a
guys,
thing against drowning kids, so.
so is it possible for us to like travel as a group, like in the general direction that he points in that she's at, and just kind of go straight that direction through water and everything? You know, shortest distance between 2 points and all that.
It's possible, but it is the roughest of terrain at that point, which really slows you down. and thereby
I
increases
should
the
have
encounter
gotten that.
chart. And so the longer it takes for you guys to travel, the more encounter rolls there are, which means more likelihood of death.
Yeah.
For quick, it depends upon your ability to traverse the land and whether you're able to run or kill any of the creatures quickly.
I mean, I
Sweet.
could
Well,
sit on somebody's
I'm going to take my
shoulders,
chances with whatever the fast route is because we're pretty low on time here, and we haven't even found one of the 3 items. So if you could just point me in the right direction, I'm going to take a quick sit here and bandage up my wounds and be on with our way. And I'm
I
going to just
will
start trying to take
tell
a short
you.
rest so I can roll some hit die.
I started off with some potions of healing. I have 50 of them. If you would like to buy one from me.
I actually have my own potions, but it's one of those things you just kind of wait it out. The bleeding stops eventually. But mechanically speaking, if we just take a short rest, I can roll hit die and heal back up some, and save
Okay.
potions and whatnot for later. I'm not down that many hit points really, so
This plan is failing to make money off of this. Why did I do this? Why did I go on this trip?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Then I pull
I
out a
don't have any
bedroll and a
insurance.
blanket, and I just curl up, go to sleep.
That's basically what a short rest is, a power nap.
Yep. So we'll grab a short rest, and then I guess we're gonna head down the quickest path because it's taking a while. And I believe I have Song of Rest. If anybody else needs to roll hit die, you get an extra 1d6.
I mean, I really haven't done a whole lot, but I might as well just in case, And I got a 1, so
3d8.
I'm pretty close to full. Awesome. So as we're taking the time to patch our wounds and whatnot, what is? Can I get like a? Can I do like a perception check to kind of gauge like what direction we're going to be heading in? Through the swamp, around the swamp? Is there like what is it called? Like a landmark or something we should be looking for specifically?
He gives you a quick description of the trails and tells you which ones to take to get to her.
Indeed.
is it possible to use detect magic to try to see if I can find a path that the witch took home or find where she's at?
It's only got a 30-foot radius.
Okay. I wasn't sure the range of that, so I just thought I'd. Am I still being held by
Have you put him down, Ugly Jack?
Yeah, I would, during our short rest, I would have to set him down while I, bandage a few wounds from my last battle.
Alright, so I go, listen, we need to figure out a way that you carry me appropriately because right now you're just irritating me and it's starting to become obnoxious. So either we find a way for you to carry me that's appropriate and dignified, or I just do this on my own at my own pace.
Okay, all right. One question. All right, 2 questions.
Yes.
What does appropriate and dignified actually mean?
Not an animal. You're not carrying an animal or a baby. Oh.
Right, so I should carry you like a maybe some game instead?
Ugh. You're not holding me by my ankles upside down. Ugh.
Ugly Jack
Either
pulls out a
let
large
me
sack
ride
and
on
just
your
kind of empties it.
shoulder. Empties what?
He pulls out a large leather sack and empties it of like several tools and a bit of rope and things, and then like kind of offers to let you jump in this leather satchel.
Oh my god. Am I
You're going
facing...
to Yoda him.
Am I gonna
Yes.
face Crazy Jack's back or away, like face the back?
It's
Or am I gonna curl up in the sack?
curled up in the sack, and the sack actually seals and attaches to Ugly Jack's belt.
How well am I gonna breathe?
Ugly Jack did
Do
not
I have
consider
to
this.
roll? Can I cut a hole at like the top so I can have air?
I mean, presumably you could just stick your head out and then you could tighten it down like a baby Bjorn. You know, like you're just kind of like swaddled.
Will I have to take damage for being jostled while I'm being held in the sack?
Ugly
Not
Jack
unless he shakes
kind
you.
of looks to you and says, "Well, that all depends on how much you complain while we're running."
I kick him at his ankle, just like, because I mean, I don't think I can kick any higher than his ankle at this point.
He kind of shrugs for a minute, and like after a few seconds, he reacts. Oh, ow, oh, for your pride.
Oh, thanks. Makes me feel better.
All right, so you've been
You-
given a map to follow and told which way by the Frog King that he knows of to get to the
Oh,
old lady.
are we still by the bullywugs, the frogs people? Are we still
Yeah, they've
near
been
them
just
as
kind
we're...
of watching you guys with a perverse curiosity at that little
Okay,
display.
so I go over to them and I go, "Hey, King, I know that you don't know the way, but is there anybody that you know that would be able to help us? Anybody who's visited him, anybody who has been, who might know a way?"
We have no dealings with the witch. And the adventurers, they come through, they die, so we then have to deal with that. Or they live and go wherever the hell they came from. We are a very solitude type peoples. I know of none who go to see the witch willingly.
Is there a place where bodies wash up that might give us a hint? Like where, like, do you plunder them after they wash up on shore, or like is there a...
Well, the ones we deal with are the ones that get ate by the crocs, the pythons, the blight,
So none
the
that have actually met the witch
trichemoths.
and died?
Not that's been willing to tell us a tale, but they're dead.
Is there anybody that you know that does do dealings with the witch? Has made it safely?
Perhaps in the next kingdom, but that's a few days' travels.
Well, it doesn't seem like we're getting very far with this one. Do you have any leads on a sundial or a creepy doll?
No.
Or a box of teeth?
Well, the old
They
woman,
draw-
the witch, has the box of teeth, and
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
I
find
know,
that.
but
But
just in case it got left somewhere.
The way they do it is the hag tells whoever what she has, and they use that to send people to go talk to her. I don't know. She's in
Okay.
on the gimmick, I guess.
Do you have
Fair enough.
anything that you could sell us that we could use to hide or protect ourselves or more easily traverse the swamp?
Or you got any cool shit we could maybe trade this hag for that box of teeth? Play you a song. And he brandishes his saxophone. Or his song horn, if you will.
Honored as though I may be to hear your wonderful tunes. No. We were just out for a walk. We have no wares on us. You may
Nope, that's
come
fair.
to our kingdom if you wish, but it does add time to your trek.
Yeah, no, we're running out of time. It's fine. We'll just go talk to the witch. Hopefully she I don't know, accepts sexual favors or something. I'm not carrying too much on me. But as you can see, doesn't leave much room for the imagination.
Well, good luck on your travels.
Fair enough.
And they
Same to
turn
you.
and start walking in a direction that you don't want to go.
And we will go, I guess, to the best of our recollection, the way to the witches.
I'll follow.
All right. Oh, and don't forget, Zavos, you do have that bag of magic beans that could probably add something to your.
Yeah, I was trying to decide when I would use it to see if what did each of the my brain doesn't work. What did the beans do again?
All you were told is that you bury it, water it. 1 minute later, it does what it does to help. He didn't really know much beyond that.
Okay. Just trying to think.
Okay. As you're going, I would like Ugly Jack. Roll me a d20.
We are looking at a 2.
All right. Roll me a d100.
Looking at 54.
So as you're walking, you see over towards the left, within this clearing, you see a fire just burning around, and there's some adventurers, sitting around, and it looks like they set up camp. And as you look over, they look back at you. It's the three of you sitting around this fire, just staring at you, making no move, but watching you as you walk.
Well, goddamn, that is a handsome son of a bitch. Look at that mustache.
Duke, it's your brother. And he's got an ugly friend. And a short man like you. And he kind of points to the doctor.
Holy shit,
I
that
roll.
is uncanny.
I roll my eyes and I go, guys, it's literally us. Why are we being reflected back at us?
Oh, that's an interesting question, but I'm not mad about it. I mean, I don't mind staring at myself.
Can
I
I
work hard for
use-
this body.
Each of
Can
you
I
roll
use
me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. Okay.
That is going to be a 11.
I have a 20 total.
Another 2. Flat 2.
All right. I need Ugly Jack and Duke to roll me a D100.
I got an 8.
It's 35.
What's my nightmares? All right, you got a what, Ugly Jack?
I got an 8.
You get so frightened by what you see, and you just feel this intense, just paranoia until your mind feels like it snaps. And for the next hour, you cough up 1d4 dragonflies each time you speak. Duke, you just have this complete mental snap as you see a vision of you over there, but he just reaches up and rips his face off. You got this bloody skeleton looking back. And for the next hour, your intelligence score is reduced by half.
I can live with that. I imagine he watches that and he's just like, "Oh, son of a bitch! Why would you do that? You were so beautiful." Oh God, guys, I think I might be tripping.
And Zavos, you get this small pain also building in your head, but you're able to just kind of shake it off. And when you look back, that scene you had seen was gone. There's no fire and no villagers.
Can I detect magic?
You cast Detect Magic, and you do not get a normal magical feeling from an object, but you can feel the magic tinge in the air of the Fey realm. But there's no single source.
Can I also use calm emotions?
Who would you like to cast Calm Emotions on?
Wait, can't I do everybody within a certain range?
Yeah, but it's you and your party. There's nobody else there that you can
Right, I want to
see.
use it on my party.
All right. Then Ugly Jack and Duke. It is a charisma saving throw.
I mean, I think. Can you choose to fail it? I would just at that point, if I think I'm tripping and he's casting calm
Yeah.
emotions, I'll just accept it. I don't know if it's going to help me with my intelligence, but at least I, like the melting faces aren't creeping me out as much. So
A
I'll just
creature
keep
can
moving
choose
on.
to fail. So yes, you can.
Ugly Jack chose to fight the effects. However, he gets a minus to that, so a 7 becomes a 6 as he desperately tries to fight off the effects of the spell.
So Zoas, you see Duke just settle and start to take stock of the situation. And as you look over, you see Ugly Jack just kind of cringing and shaking his head before it starts to more roll, and he's as well settled down.
And I'll just elbow Jack and be like, "See, man, it's just all about having a nice balance of uppers and downers. Can't have too much of one or the other, but there's a sweet spot and we're in it." And he's just gonna kind of stare at him, at his mirrored self, but keep making his way toward the witch.
Jack coughs and says, "The fuck?" as a couple of bugs come flying out of his mouth and fly off into the distance.
So you keep walking along the trails, and you're able to hear noises, and you even see a crocodile or two and what appears to be a snake, but nothing really coming at you. Seems like you hit the swamp at a good time. And ahead of you, through a clearing, you see a unique sight, to say the least. You see a cabin, but it has what appears to be four crocodile-like legs attached to it, and it's currently resting. But you realize that this thing can move if it so wanted, and you don't know if there's any other parts that are also alligator.
You know, it's pretty rare that experience with heavy drug use while on tour comes in handy, but man, if I hadn't seen some shit before, I'd be pretty freaked out right now.
I mean, the doctor checked me for poisons. A bunch of bugs come flying out of his mouth again as he coughed. But, nobody said he was a good doctor. He kind of looks back at the halfling.
That's a fair point. Well, we got to go talk to this witch. So before we head in there, let me just say I think we could have handled that last situation a little bit better. So maybe let's try not to kill stuff this time. And I just need a box of teeth. That can't really be worth too much. Maybe she's got a lead on the creepy doll. Seems like the place for it.
Detect poison and disease?
You cast detect poison and disease, and nobody is poisoned or diseased.
Yeah, I figured it was just magic, but I thought I'd just check. Wait. Freedom, what is this? Freedom of movement. That wouldn't help at all. No, just
No.
kidding.
That's if you're grappled or something.
Yeah.
I kind of turn to Duke and I tell him, "Yeah, I agree. If we're gonna get violent, let's do it little more gracefully." He smiles his broken toothy smile.
Yeah, I mean, it's a barter economy, so we should be fine there. And worst case, I'm not entirely opposed to using my body if I have to. I mean, I sculpted it this way for a reason. It is both a weapon and a tool.
So I ask Ugly Jack to just set me down for a minute. And I'm just gonna use one of the beans that we got.
I set him down for sure.
Okay, so I walk over to the edge of the swamp and I bury the bean a little bit and put some water on it and just wait to see what happens.
All right. So as you're sitting there and you're waiting to see what happens,
I knew he was a hippie.
I need you to roll a D100.
That's 4 or 5 D20s, I think.
Well, no. Take your D10 and roll it once and tell me the first number.
Oh. 8.
All right. Now roll the
86.
D10 again.
86.
So that's an 86. So as you watch where you had planted this bean, you see this big shake as out pops a nest. And inside are 6 eggs just sitting in there. And that's all that happens.
Wait, say that one more time?
There are 6 eggs.
A nest containing 6 eggs just popped out of the ground.
Like a bird's nest or like a dinosaur's nest?
We'll go with bird's nest. So it's sitting on kind of just some hay and twigs.
Can I sense if it is if they are close to hatching?
Give me a nature check.
Nature is that wisdom or is that intelligence? I rolled a 15.
You're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure they're not hatching anytime near.
Oh, Doc, you read my mind. Ugly Jack will grab an egg and eat it.
All right. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
How big are the eggs?
I would say turtle size. So they're not huge. They're kind of like chicken
Smaller
eggs.
than a chicken
I'd
or
say
same
chicken.
size?
I'd say chicken.
14 on the die becomes a 22.
A 22. Increase your lowest ability score by 1.
Fuck, that still leaves it negative, but I mean, I guess you see a portion of Ugly Jack's lip kind of grow in, and a few of his teeth are less visible.
So you two just watch as he ate this egg and is a little bit better for it.
Ah, fucking good.
Can I take like 3 of the eggs and put them in the pack with me, wrapped in a blanket, and then hand one to Duke Swellington and take one for myself?
Okay.
And shoot, I can't. I don't. Oh, I do have. I have Tinder and a whetstone.
No, we don't
Can I
have
make
time
a?
for all that. We're in a hurry. And then he just picks you
I'm
up and tries
hungry
to
and I want
cram.
to cook it. God damn it!
He's going to try to pick you up and just cram the egg into your mouth.
Ah.
All right. Strength check versus a acrobatics check.
For fuck's sake! All right.
Can I impose disadvantage on both of them as Ugly Jack tries to get the egg and eat it himself?
Hey, you're stealing my egg?
All right. Yeah, disadvantage on the two of you.
I'm not going to
So-
succeed. I'm
oh,
just going to make
shit.
it harder on you guys.
So athletics against acrobatics. Fuck you. I
I
got a
rolled a
natural
12.
20, but with disadvantage, I still got a 19. Would have been a 30.
And what did you get?
I rolled a
Zones?
12.
Yeah, you're not proficient in that, so you
Nope.
lose. So you say you're hungry, so Duke just takes the egg and shoves it in your mouth and cracks it, and you feel the yolk roll down. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And Duke's gonna just pocket his egg for now.
Yeah, I put 3 eggs in the bag, but I have one shoved down my throat. That is a 15.
All right, so as the yolk rolls down into your stomach, you feel a pop in your stomach.
Oh Lord.
You poisoned the doctor, Duke.
Hey,
As you
I mean, he was already
take-
gonna eat the egg. I just helped him do it quicker. All right. All I was trying to do was speed up the process here. He was getting out of fire. We got to be moving.
You take 30 points of force damage from inside your stomach. So you just got the absolute feeling of diarrhea dog shit going on now as you just double over in pain.
Guys, thanks to you, this is gonna now take me longer than what it would have taken me if you had just been patient. So now
Well,
I
to be
gotta go
fair, you
behind these
still ate the
trees,
egg.
and you need to wait
I
or
can't
go
say.
without me because
I really don't think you can blame me for your stomach not sitting right with the egg. I mean, all I did was help you eat the egg a little faster, and I hate to break it to you, but we got to keep
really.
moving. So, and he's just gonna pick you up and just start walking with you.
I was gonna put him in the sack, but I don't. He looks sick.
Oh, that's
I don't.
actually, you know what? That's a
no,
better
no,
idea.
no. I don't want him to puke or shit in my sack. You carry the halfling.
Oh, yep. No, that's a fair point, and I'll hold him at a distance.
Yeah, really, we're
So-
back to the.
As you approach the door, you see a face on it, and it opens its eyes and says, "One at a time." And then it slowly creaks open.
Nope, fair enough, and I'll just
I'd-
throw
yeah.
the halfling into the door.
Yes, that's what I was hoping. I was gonna say, halflings first. He tosses the shitty halfling into the floor.
Okay, I'm inside, and I just
So-
close the door behind me.
As you go in, it's very dim, hard to see anything. And you look over and you see this haggard crone looking just exactly what you imagine every fairy tale witch looking like. And she looks at you and says, "Come, have a seat."
Yeah, can I? Do you have a seat that I can use the bathroom and talk to you at the same time?
It'll be okay. And you just see
I
this
just
chair slide out.
okay. I sit down and I'm like very antsy and uncomfortable.
What can I
Just-
do for you?
I want to. Well, I want my stomach to stop hurting, and I want to go home.
Are you here on the quest?
I was sent here by a booth with somebody inside saying that I had to get a ugly Oni doll missing an eye.
Ah, ever since childhood. Now, how would you make it worth my while?
Well, I'm not sharing with the others, but I have these 3 chicken-sized eggs that apparently make some people better and me really sick. I also have some magic beans that I am not sharing with the rest of the group, but if you will give me what I want, I will give you a couple of them.
I'm not interested in such pittance. No, I know. I will give you
What can
the
I get?
doll and get you home, but you will forever be unable to accept payment for the care of others.
So basically, everything has to be pro bono from now on.
Yes. That's all.
How am I supposed to make money? How am I supposed to live if I? All right, I'll do it.
Excellent.
I'll do it.
And as she hands you this doll missing an eye, you feel this weird sensation take over you. And you're snapped back to your campsite. Doll gone. And every time you think of an HMO or a PPO, you feel your heart literally stop. And you realize that if you ever accept money for healing somebody, it will kill you.
You're an ass. All right.
And the
Okay.
door cracks open.
Good thing this is a one shot. All right. So I can go through the door, or it's
You're
for the
back.
next.
You're done.
Oh, I'm done. Okay.
If the door cracks open, I think the ugly Jack will call out for the doctor. Doc, hello. Once nobody calls back, he kind of looks back to Duke. You're up, buddy. Gives him a pat on the back.
Well, here goes nothing. I think he was just out there the whole time doing push-ups, so he's looking like a little pumped up. And he'll walk in. He'll like saunter in.
Come, have a seat.
And he'll sit
What
down,
can I do
but
for
he'll give
you?
it like the fatal attraction, like legs a little too wide open with his kilt, just barely hiding the goods.
Let me guess, you're here to get your scrotum fixed?
Well, I didn't actually come here for that, but I mean, if you don't mind, maybe tacking that on as a like in the fine print or something, that'd be pretty nice. No, I was told you got a box of teeth. I just got to bring it back. I don't really know why they need the teeth, but you do look like a woman that would have them. So,
Yes. When I was young, I worked part-time as a tooth fairy. Back in my less refined days.
oh, I get it. I was young once, needed the money.
Yes, I can give you this. However, what will you offer me?
Well, I mean, what is it you want? I don't really have much for cool shit. I got some manacles. Those have come in handy a couple times, and he holds up a set of fuzzy handcuffs. These are pretty great. Got a lot of memories in these. Aside from that, usually more of a like a goods and services kind of guy.
I got something for you. For the teeth, you must spend the next 10 years in a job with pushing and pulling and running with no breaks and no time for exercise. Deal?
Wait, so you're saying that I've got to work so much that I can't work out anymore?
Exactly.
That that doesn't sound necessarily ideal. That's a pretty big sacrifice. What was it that do I remember what the prize was that this guy promised us at the very beginning? He didn't specify, did he?
He did not specify.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty deep in the shit now. I feel like if I came all this way and I don't bring it back, what if it's something really cool? On the other hand, I do really like working out. That's a big lifestyle change. Once you stop going, it's hard to start back. But fine. And he'll spit on his hand and reach out for a handshake.
As she shakes your hand, you hear a cackle as you are transported into looks like a cubicle where you are pushing papers, pulling files, and running the coffee machine for the next 10 years.
Well, she didn't specify that couldn't play music. And I imagine he's just either the most loved or the most obnoxious guy in the office. Just constantly singing and playing music and shit, trying to liven the place up since he can't work out. He's just focusing on his other passion.
You're definitely Milton from Office Space. He said I could play my radio because Sally used to play her radio, so I'm playing my radio.
Hey man, he can't work out. He's at least got to get his music in.
And then for a third time, the door cracks open.
Once again, he'll call out to his comrades. Once no one answers, I guess, looking nervous, he creeps forward into the room. Hey, little old lady, have you seen a short guy and a bigger beefcake of a guy? I mean, they came in here and they're what's going on here? Kind of depending
They
on
have
those guys for
completed their
things.
task.
Oh, so where are they? The basement or?
They are receiving their rewards.
That sounds dirty. All right. Well, do your worst, old lady.
What did you come seeking?
Apparently there's a sundial what only works in moonlight. And Ugly Jack needs to get his hands on it so I can get out of this hardcore drug trip, I think.
And what will you give me for it?
Ugly Jack kind of fumbles through his pockets and he just starts dropping things on the table in front of her. And Ugly Jack, as being an 8th level fighter, is proficient in quite a few weapons, and he just empties all his pockets, all his wrist blades, and it's just a pile of weapons. After several minutes of going through all his gear, there is a small pile of weapons, a small armory, kind of on a table in front of the switch. Any of that? Do you right?
How about all of it? For this sundial, you will have to become a pacifist.
Absolutely not. Fuck that. He starts picking up all his weapons and putting them back on.
And you watch as the door opens on its own.
Well, I haven't really been able to form any meaningful relationships anyway, so I guess to hell with those guys. What's up with you, witch lady? Can I do some chores for you?
Let me see. I suggest you just go on your way.
Okay, so to get to my friends, that's the attic, or?
She looks at you with a curious look and casts Ray of Enfeeblement on you.
Oh, dick move.
And let's see, that's a 26 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
So you get hit with this weakening spell to where you can only deal half damage with your weapon. And you feel as the house itself shudders in and tightens around until it squeezes you out the door. And the door slams shut.
That old lady's
You are
house
now
just
the
shit me out.
creature. And as you exit the swamp, you're found and eaten by a giant constrictor snake.
I knew I would go out like this.
And the prizes won by Duke and Zovos was a t-shirt that said, "I succeeded at the hag's curse."
Seriously?
I
Yay.
immediately cut
I
the
mean-
sleeves off of mine, put them on. I'm just like, hell yeah, brother. Hey, wait a second. Where's that other guy?
I just like take out my Tinder and my friggin' stuff and just set it on fire because I basically wasted all that time for nothing I wanted. So
Oh, hang on a second. Before you burn that, you still got those eggs?
I don't know. Are they gonna get
two
shoved down
separate
my throat?
locations?
Oh, I'm not gonna shove them down your throat.
Oh yeah, I still have eggs and 6 beans.
Perfect. Here, let me see those eggs real quick. And he's gonna take all 4 eggs because he had one that he had stashed.
No.
Oh no!
There's only 3
Nope.
left.
I'm totally taking. I'm gonna force my way.
I never
Grab the
told you I
4.
still have them.
I will roll an athletics check. Roll acrobatics.
I run away. I
And
run.
what do you do with these
As fast
eggs?
as my little legs can carry
I'm gonna
me.
crack all 4 eggs, put them in a glass, and just chug all 4 of them.
No! God damn
I've got to
it,
get
don't
back on.
waste the damn
I just had to spend the last 10 years not working out. I got to get back on my routine.
Roll 4
No,
Constitution
this
saving
is 10
throws.
years later.
Trust me, this is going somewhere.
Oh, Lord, I don't want to know.
All right.
All
First
right.
one's a 16. Second one's a 13. Third one's a 24. Fourth one's another 24.
All right, so you filled 2 of them. That's 57 points of force damage.
Sweet. As long as I survived it.
And
All right, sweet. So my wisdom and my intelligence goes up to 11.
And that ends our tale of chaos.
I like how Sean just got like shit out of a house and then eaten by a snake.
Good times for sure. Good times were had by all. Also, Ugly Jack didn't know what the word pacifist would have meant. As far as he knows, that's the people who eat fish on the weekends.
All right. You have a baby.
Oh man, I was actually kind of hoping to fail all 4 of those saves and just like go out with a bang, like literally just blow his fucking mind.
Well, the problem is Barbarian is just a Constitution character.
Yeah, I know. I'm the perfect person to just take that.
But yeah, that's my very, very short concept.
That was good, man. I liked it. Short, sweet, to the point. Nice, easy 3-person fetch quest.
Yeah.
With
I was trying to
no
follow it as
no
long as
happy
I could,
no happy endings.
We pretty much
The happy ending
we
is
just
the
abused
friends
the
along the
halfling
way.
all the way across the map.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what happens when you play a halfling. I'm pretty surprised that hasn't happened more in our main campaign because my character's a halfling, but I think I garnered respect from the PCs pretty early on, so they don't pick me up out of respect.
Well, and it's a campaign, so it's played a
was
little bit more serious.
That's fair. Although I think the first time that I ever saved anybody's life, I think I had Blade or Gladier like pick me up because I was tethered to somebody when I was pulling them away from like a burning room. God, that was fucking funny. Solid one shot, man. It was a good time. I really like Duke Swallington. I think he's going to come back eventually.
Yeah, we
I think I need to fine tune my character.
Well, it always depends on the story. When it's something really stupid like what we were doing, or some of my pirates, it doesn't matter. It's just when you play a more serious story, you of course want more serious role where you can be a little bit selfish, but you're not like at odds with the rest of the party.
Yeah.
It's just more of a, I got your back, but if things go south, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun way to like test play some new shit. Like I learned the hard way that I should have built it with 5 levels of barbarian, so I'd have 2 attacks every turn, and then still be able to inspire people and stuff. But I learned the hard way. Still had a good time. Duke survived, so
I
it's
need
all
to-
good.
I was looking for
I
a
need to
way to
understand.
apply that, like the card you gave me at the beginning of the session, the unable to form meaningful relationships. I was secretly low key looking for a way to sell out one of my comrades to further my own goals.
Like, I think that at one point you mentioned like selling me or something, and I'm like, what? What?
I was willing to trade your life for Ugly Jack's future, for sure.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
It was the cards that I was dealt.
Okay.
Unable to form meaningful relationships was just like, well, these aren't my friends. These are just some fucking assholes I'm walking around with, That's all I was thinking about
Yeah,
it.
we do have a tendency to like end one shots with the party betraying each other. Like we're really good about never doing shit like that in the campaign, but on the one shots, there's been a lot of times where it's like, all right, you guys win, and the last thing somebody does is like, cool, I want to run off with the gold, or like I want to try to knock him out or put him to sleep.
They were.
I think
So
one time
why
I put
don't the
2 party
dark-
members asleep, and like me and I think Sean ran off with all the goods while they were passed out.
So
Yeah, we were
he
Bugbear Brothers or
charmed
something.
me and told them to go hitch up the horses.
Oh yeah,
Like, get the horses ready. We'll head out. Believe you, asshole.
good times.
That's why. That's why I kill everybody in campaigns on these one shots. It's my revenge.
Was there a way I could have used the blow dart more efficiently? I didn't feel like I was doing anything with it. I just felt like I had it, and I was like I feel like it should have been like loaded with like sleeping medicine or something, or you know.
Well, a
In a long-term
discussion like,
campaign,
hey, I want to get these, and then I figure out a cost for it. But the standard blow dart isn't even a D4 damage; it's literally just 1. It is by far useless. That's why it's more crossbows than taking a melee weapon, and I
Yeah.
stab him with a sword.
The blow dart would have been more effective if you had like maybe an alchemist kit and you could have like grabbed some herbs out of the swamp or the forest to like make a poison or something. But even then, yeah, the blow dart is not a very combat heavy weapon. It is seen more of a way of like
Yeah.
poison delivery or something like that.
No, I get it. I just wish that I had realized that sooner because it just felt like I was just a pea shooter and not like an actual blow dart or anything. So
Well, if you would have asked, I would have let you trade it out because, yeah, I wouldn't want you just wasting. Like, hey, I do. It's great.
yeah, in the future
I
too,
mean, it
like
was
clerics
fun
would
for my
typically have like
character.
armor and weapons, so you'd be able to like if you didn't want to cast a spell, you could smash something with a mace or like fire off a crossbow.
Well, since he chose
Yeah,
halfling, I
and
had him
see, and
go
I picked the blow
dexterity.
dart because I picked the blow dart as my weapon because I thought that I could, be more effective because I didn't understand, but now I do, so I can do better next time.
Nope, that's usually what some of these are, just learning experience. It's not like we
Yeah.
mastered it the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your first full playthrough.
Absolutely. I cut my finger on a can at the end, so I'm like ordering band-aids from Walmart or Walgreens as I'm talking to you because I'm like, I'm bleeding.
Ouch.
This is fun.
Well, lads,
All right, well,
as always, thanks for hanging out. Keep in touch on the socials. Maybe we'll do this again soon. I'm going to take off. Thanks again, Chris. It was awesome. Nice one shot you've put in. I always like an opportunity to play Ugly Jack.
Yeah, man, great one shot, much appreciated, and I think we're back to normal next week.
Should be.
Good to meet you,
Cool.
everybody.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Cool.
Fun playing with you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see you
Nice
again in the
meeting you.
future.
Yep. Absolutely.
Later, boys.